2023 has been a fascinating year for anime, with shows like Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, and a guy that got reincarnated as a freaking vending machine airing at the same time. We have witnessed some astounding shows this year, but hey, this year is not over. It's about time you blow some dust off that revolution list and start working on yourself, dude. It can get a bit difficult to keep track of all these shows, but don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's take a look at some of the shows airing in fall 2023. There are exciting new shows and some most awaited sequels. Make sure to watch till the end, because there are some shows you might want to check out. Attack on Titan, Final Season Part 3, Part 2. Attack on Titan is perhaps the most hyped anime of this year, with MAPPA animating the show. AOT is set to break the internet in the coming October, concluding Eren's story. Well, we all know about the ending at this point, so there's no point in hiding it, but still, I won't spoil ya. MAPPA kind of ruined it with all these parts, but it's still a masterpiece. In case you've been living under a rock all this time and know nothing about AOT, I'll brief you a bit about it. Attack on Titan revolves around the story of Eren Yeager, whose seemingly normal life got turned upside down when a massive humanoid creature known as Titans invaded his town. Eren somehow managed to escape the scene, but his mother got stuck and Eren had to witness his mother get devoured right in front of his eyes. With this, he vowed to eliminate all the Titans from the face of this world. In case you still haven't watched AOT for some reason, this is the perfect time to catch up to this fascinating show and witness the grand finale in October. Spy Family Season 2. Spy Family is the show that made my 2022 slightly better. To be honest, 2022 wasn't a great year for the anime industry. Well, there were some fascinating shows like Chainsaw Man and others, but they just didn't live up to the expectations. In contrast, 2023 is just full of exciting new shows and sequels, and one of them is Spy Family, revolving around the story of a fake family comprising a spy, an assassin, a psychic, and a dog that can see the future. This show is just wild. You don't get to witness such astounding shows every year, right? Naruto Remake. I'm still shocked at the number of people who don't know about this remake. I mean, how can you even call yourself an anime fan at this point? Anyways, on Naruto's 20th anniversary, Studio Pierrot announced a remake of the OG Naruto series that will air in October 2023. Well, we don't have a date for it, but yes, it's coming, fellas! Another interesting thing I'd like to point out here is that when Naruto airs in October, we can once again witness the big three airing at the same time. Isn't that crazy? Tokyo Revengers, Tenjiku Arc. Tokyo Revengers made a huge name for itself back in 2021, but to be honest, the second season didn't live up to the same hype. I don't know what happened, but it just disappeared. People stopped caring about it, but hey, this new season will change your entire perspective on the series. Tenjiku Arc is perhaps the most hyped arc of Tokyo Revengers according to manga readers, and being one of them, I can vouch for that. Tokyo Revengers will make its comeback, and that too in a grand way. About the plot, this anime revolves around the story of Hanagaki Takemichi, whose life took a massive flip when he got reincarnated into his past self after getting into an accident. Facing plenty of hardships and being considered a failure his entire life, Takemichi gains an opportunity to change his life for the better. But you know what? This is anime. Things are not that easy here. Dr. Stone New World Part 2. Dr. Stone New World Part 1 ended on a huge cliffhanger, which made me want to bang my head into the wall. But instead of that, I read the manga and now I'm one of the honored ones. But don't worry, I won't spoil anything for ya. Dr. Stone is one of the legendary anime that aired back in 2019 alongside Demon Slayer, Rising of the Shield Hero, and Vinland Saga. 2019 was a goated year in my opinion. Following the first season, the second season of this show was announced immediately, and the first part of it aired back in spring this year. Fans are quite hyped and eagerly waiting for the part 2 to air. I mean, it won't break the internet like AOT, but it sure is something to look forward to. Take it from a manga reader, you won't be disappointed, my friends. Undead Unluck. I'll tell you a thing about myself. I'm a huge fan of unique anime and manga, and this one falls right into that category. Have you guys ever wondered what would happen if you were immortal? Or if you had the craziest power in the entire world? I'm pretty sure some of you surely have. But believe me, these things are not the fairy tales we think they are, and the protagonist of this upcoming anime can tell you a lot about that. Born with extreme misfortune, Fuko Izumo is ready to end her life, but as soon as she stands on top of the bridge above the train tracks, a strange man touches her and falls in front of the train instead of her. Much to Izumo's surprise, the man didn't die. He starts regenerating and reveals that he is immortal. This marks the beginning of their adventure as they face many difficulties together. The 100 girlfriends who really love you. As a fellow weeb, it's my duty to warn you that this anime is not for the faint of heart. I mean, who wants to see a guy with 100 girlfriends when you, yourself, can't even get one? Okay, sorry, that got a bit personal. Getting back to the main topic, after getting rejected by 100 girls in middle school, Rantaro Aijo prays to the god of matchmaking to help him find his soulmate. The god gets so moved by his prayer that he promises Aijo that he will meet exactly 100 soulmates in high school. Well, Aijo was skeptical in the beginning, but upon starting high school, he realized that the god was not lying at all. The Kingdom of Ruins. At this point, we all agree that revenge anime are the best, aren't they? I mean, who doesn't want to see a teenager destroying an entire kingdom for the sake of love? In a world where technology has replaced magic and the witches have become endangered, Adonis falls in love with his apprentice, who was a witch. Unfortunately, the witch falls victim to the Redia Empire's ruthless massacre. This marks the beginning of Adonis' revenge against the kingdom. The Faraway Paladin, Season 2. The isekai genre has become immensely popular in recent years, and with the increasing number of isekai shows each year, it has become quite difficult to find some decent ones. But don't worry, we've got you covered. The Faraway Paladin is one isekai anime you won't get disappointed with. Unlike other isekai, the MC is far from generic. Well, the author is a huge fan of Mushoku Tensei, so it makes sense that he gave the protagonist a unique and distinctive persona. However, if you're a fan of goofy-ass isekai protagonist with no character development at all, then this show is not for you, my friend. The 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. Name one anime that has fallen even greater than 7 Deadly Sins. Oh wait, I know you can't cause there isn't any. At this point, I don't even know what to expect from this show. Either it will be godly or it will plainly suck. Getting back to the main topic, 7 Deadly Sins sequel focusing on new protagonist Percival will air in fall 2023. We don't have a release date for it yet, but I'm positive that this sequel will be worth the wait. Let's hope it revives the 7 Deadly Sins fandom once again. There are some other fascinating shows airing in fall 2023 as well, but I guess we make a second part for that, right? What do you guys say about that? Let me know in the comments.